We're crossing off the bucket list with this trip. Welcome to Alberta, Canada. Oh, Canada. I am so happy to be back here. It's been nearly 3 years, I think, since I've been to Canada. I've made it to Calgary here in Alberta thanks to Travel Alberta, who is partnering with me for this trip. Also, huge thank you to WestJet for being a sponsor of this trip. They fly directly to Calgary from a bunch of cities in the US, making it easy to get here. I flew directly from Houston and they were great. It was super easy and I got to see a pretty awesome sunset on my way here. So definitely check them out if you're planning a trip. This region has been on my bucket list for a while now because it has some of the most iconic scenery in the entire world. Like, even if you think you aren't familiar with this region, you would probably recognize some images from here. So I've rented a car and I'm going to be spending the week exploring. I'm heading to Banff, Lake Louise, Canmore. I'm even going to hang out in Calgary a little bit. So today I'm headed up to Banff, but on the way I'm stopping at the Yamnuska Wolf Dog Sanctuary. A wolf dog is part domestic dog and part wolf, and the Yamnuska Wolf Dog Sanctuary is home to 33 wolf dogs of varying wolf content. They typically end up here because people will get wolf dogs without realizing they have different needs than domestic dogs. If you come to the sanctuary, definitely book a tour to get a guided experience inside the enclosures. You get to learn a lot about the wolf dog's behaviors, watch them interact, and if you're lucky, one of the wolf dogs may accept a treat from you.
I'm like, okay, give me my treats, people. I did what I was supposed to. Good job.
I've made it to Banff National Park and the town of Banff, and the drive here was so scenic. The hotel I'm staying at is called the Hidden Ridge Resort, and it's up on this hill with an amazing view of the mountains. And I looked at photos of the hotel before I got here, and I saw that there's a really nice hot tub on the property. So I was asking the guy who's checking me in about the hot tub, and he was telling me what the hours for it were, and then he said, and then of course the hot tub on your balcony is 24 hours. You guys, there is a full-fledged hot tub on the balcony of this room overlooking this valley with mountains in the distance. I didn't know this was part of it. This morning I've driven out to the iconic Lake Louise. This is one of the most photographed spots in this entire region. And I'm a little surprised to have the place all to myself. Like, nobody is here. The lake is totally frozen over and snowed on. I can even see somebody ice skating over there, which most people come to photograph the lake when it's thawed and it's that like icy blue color with the mountains in the back, which is probably why it's so quiet today, but it is really nice to just kind of be able to walk around here in the snow. This building that you see behind me is the Fairmont Lake Louise Hotel, which is supposed to be incredible, and the rooms get a view of the lake. And then on the other side of me, I believe this is the boat rental building where in the summer you can come and rent canoes and go paddling. I stopped and got some coffee in the town of Lake Louise, and now I'm heading into the park. I'm gonna spend the day doing some scenic driving and exploring, which is my best kind of day. I mean, just having a car loaded up with all my camera gear and getting to drive around at a new scenic place is like as good as it gets for me. I have been on the move today. It is now after 4 p.m. I started at 7:30 this morning. It's been a very wintry day, so many beautiful places to see. One of my favorites was Lake Minnewanka. If you are in this region, you need to stop there. The mountains are like poke your eyes out big when you get there, and it's like the mountains just shoot straight up the side of it. This evening, I'm headed to the Banff Gondola to do the night rise experience. It's supposed to be spectacular. This ended up being one of my favorite parts of the entire trip. The top of the Banff gondola has one of the most epic mountain views I've ever seen, and you can look over the town of Banff and even see Banff Avenue lit up down the center. The Nightrise experience was created by Moment Factory in partnership with Stoney Nakoda Nation to pay tribute to the indigenous peoples of this land. So up at the top of the gondola, there are these lights and these pads that you can step on, and when you step on them, it makes music. The mountaintop transforms after dark with lights and soundscapes. There's even this area where the lights will follow you where you walk. It's such a cool experience and a must-do if you come to Alberta, and make sure to book tickets in advance. This morning I've rented some ice cleats and I've driven out to Johnston Canyon to do some hiking. The Johnston Canyon trails are nice in both the summer and the winter because in the summer you get lots of waterfalls, and in the winter all of the waterfalls freeze over, so it's very beautiful and scenic year-round. If you come to this hike in the winter, definitely wear ice cleats. You need them. You can rent them in town. There are people out here who don't have them, and they're literally like sitting on their butts sliding down the trail. Last night I stayed in the city of Canmore, which is about 20 minutes south of Banff. I'm staying at the Malcolm Hotel here in Canmore, which is incredible. There's this balcony with the most picturesque mountain view. They also have a pool area with a heated pool and hot tubs overlooking the mountains. I think this is the largest mountain range that I've personally ever visited. I know that there are larger ranges in the world, but I don't think I've ever been this up close. And it's frustrating because I know the footage of this video is not going to do it justice. Like this whole week I've felt kind of like, you know, when there's a giant full moon and you're like, oh, I want to take a photo of that, and you pull out your phone, you take a photo, and then the moon is like this big in the photo. I know that there is no way my footage is doing these mountains justice. You just have to be here among them to really grasp how incredible they are. So this morning I'm packing up and I'm driving back into Calgary to explore the city for the day. I've made it to the Calgary Public Library, and I think you guys will understand why I wanted to come here. Something else you should stop and see in Calgary is the Wonderland sculpture. It's a 39-foot tall mesh statue in the shape of a girl's head, and you can actually walk through it. And if you can, go in the evening when the accent lights are more visible. It's really pretty. I'm back at the same hotel that I was at the first night that I stayed here. This is Hotel Arts. It's right in the heart of downtown. You get great skyline views from the balconies, and they have a really cool pool area where you can swim or you can dine or just hang out by the fireplaces. I didn't have any expectations of Calgary before coming here, but I'm now surprised I hadn't heard more about it because it has so many interesting things. So definitely, if you make a trip to Alberta, give yourself some time to explore Calgary as well. And this is it for this trip. My time in Canada has come to an end for now. I will be back, of course. This really is my perfect recipe for a trip. Having a car loaded up with all of my gear and an idea of things I want to go see, but also having the opportunity to just let my curiosity guide me and to go explore and see what I find. And what better region to do that in? I highly recommend adding this to your travel list if it's not not on there already. Thanks for coming along with me for this one. I hope you all are doing well. I'm sure by the time this video goes up, I'll also have photos and things on my Instagram. If you want to see any of that, I will have that link down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.